Welcome back. It's the Real Time Talks podcast, and we are back again with another episode. And I'm here with my host, Peace.
Hi guys.
And on today's episode, we are basically going to be talking about life as a teenager, just growing up, basically. Okay, to start off, growing up from to being a teenager or where you are now, there's certain stuff that change both physically and mentally. Physically, as in you see yourself grow, stuff changes. Emotionally, as in the fact that there's several stuff that happens to you, especially something like going to a new school, losing friends, becoming socially interactive, just basically seeing people as role models now, just picking an identity that you want to be. So these are normally the stuff that changes as you're going through that process.
I would say that being a teenager and the process of that age, I think is really so important. I think that's the most vulnerable stage.
100%.
Just because you're kind of finding your own self and you're learning new things. You kind of just, I feel like, especially in education, like now that I'm like nearly that I'm going to be 18 soon, but now that I'm at that stage, it's kind of like I'm more analyzing what I've been taught. I'm more analyzing how the world is and this and that. So I genuinely think that what I would like to, if I was to go back like on my younger years of like being a teenager, I would say just to think a bit more critically, because a lot of the time being a teenager, you're just taught a lot of stuff like because of life, and people are like, you should listen to this and listen to that, and you don't really, because you're so young, it's like you kind of have to just accept it. But I would say just to make sure you're always thinking critically, having your own kind of your own opinions on life and stuff like that, because you see everyone getting, especially because social media again, everyone is
Yeah.
getting lost in with people are having body problems, body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
It's just like within, especially with this technological age,
Yeah.
it's crazy being a teenager. It's like it's, I honestly think it's really, really hard, especially in
Yeah.
this age, growing up to being a teenager.
100%. 100%. Like, I feel like growing up as a teenager, again, social media as a whole thing, as you're on social media, you try to basically construct your identity based on celebrities and other stuff. If you were to see someone like maybe Kim Kardashian wearing this, you would probably be like, oh, that's nice. All of my friends like her. So I'm going to basically be like her or dress the way she does
Yeah.
as well. Obviously, as you're saying, that if you could go back, you'd basically be more analytical about certain stuff as well. I feel like basically growing up as a teenager was a thing where I was always, it's not forced, but because of the way society was and I couldn't really think for myself, I literally just used to base off my identity of other stuff. I feel like it wasn't like, I'm not trying to say I wasn't real, but like my whole kind of like way of doing stuff wasn't really based off how I am now, to be fair, because I grew up with the mentality of, for example, maybe pink is a girlish color, or for example, like girls should wear
Yeah.
skirts and stuff like that. However, growing up and being more like growing up and actually seeing stuff, it was just there like I don't have to actually kind of go by that stereotypical concept of me actually having to wear skirts every single time I go out or something like that, or to
Yeah.
always look pretty or something, or to always have bows in my hair and all them other stuff, because that's basically what I was seeing other girls were wearing as well. So it was kind of like, okay, I'm going to construct my identity on what they're wearing. Maybe they're right. However,
Yeah.
growing up now, I've kind of seen that as a thing where it's just like, I don't really have to act in a certain way to be accepted. I feel like I need to basically be me, which I've constructed my identity as being a tomboy and all them other stuff. So that's another thing about teenage years. Like I'm still, well, I've turned 18, so I'll kind of say young adult, but
Yeah.
going on them stages, the process of you going through everything is mad.
Mm.
Like, you go through
Yeah.
several
Yeah.
different phases.
Yeah. I genuinely think that the process is, it's just one thing that I feel like everyone looks back on and everyone always reflects like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? And why did I do that? And the good stuff. It's
Mm,
really just, I don't know if there's like a right way of going it, or
mm,
like a specifically wrong way. Obviously there's things that you obviously shouldn't do and stuff like that, but I genuinely
yeah,
think that everyone always makes mistakes. No one goes through that stage without any faults or any like defaults
mm,
or stuff like that. So Yeah, I would probably say that just make sure, probably say listen to your parents, number one. Because they've obviously been through that stage and you're going through that stage. So you can't really
Yeah.
obviously you can't really like see the future. You can't. So obviously I would say listen to people older than you. That's really important. People who've gone through that experience and kind of just enjoy it. Honestly, just enjoy it, because
Yeah.
I think that I genuinely I should have just enjoyed it more, because now I'm just like, I have 2 years and then teenage life done.
Honestly. But
Yeah, just enjoy it.
another thing is like peer pressure as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you're becoming older, you start thinking that you can basically do certain stuff that you're not supposed to be doing. You feel like, wow, the illegal has now become legal. Like people feel
Yeah,
like
honestly.
people are always pressured to do certain stuff, especially growing up where your friends just like you're 12, you're 13, whatnot, and then why you drinking alcohol for? Like you haven't reached that stage yet. Just because you saw your friend taking a little sip, you're just there like, yeah. And then they're telling you it tastes like juice and you're there, you're stupid. You're actually just sitting there, you're drinking this. Don't you know this is going to affect you in the future? That's what I'm trying to say. Peer pressure is one thing going through teenage years, and it's a
Yeah,
thing
that's
where
actually.
like, if you were to be doing it with your friends, it's fun. Like what's that name? Is it Knockdown Ginger?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, obviously you get pressured to it and you dash. Like that's a little bit funny. However, some serious stuff like maybe stealing or drinking or like all them stuffs are really, really, especially when maybe you feel like, oh, I'm finally fitting into a certain group. And then you feel like, you know what? This is my time to prove myself to them that I can actually fit in the group. So then you start to do stuff that you're not supposed to be doing in the first place. Like there's this guy that I used to know, and basically obviously I used to chill with him and stuff like that. However, we both went to different schools, so it was kind of like I would only see him in the end. Like I'll only see him and I'll be like, oh hi, hello. Like it wasn't a thing where we used to chill like we did before because we went to the same school. And basically it was just a thing where it's like you can actually just see when someone's changing
Yeah,
from the way they're
sad.
talking, the way they're acting. So I kind of pulled him to the side and I was like, yo, what's going on? Because you're moving, you're not acting the same way that you used to act when you were with me, or you weren't the same. You're not the same person now, basically. And you could
Yeah.
you could from his appearance that he was doing stuff and he was being pressurized by the people he was around. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like I didn't generalize by the people he was hanging out with that they might not be right. And I was thinking, you know what? Let me not just be stereotypical. Not me. Let me not just look at them and base it off the fact that they look like this or they're that. So I actually asked him, and he told me some stuff that he was doing. Obviously, as a good friend that I was, I had to advise him and tell him that, yo, you know what, you need to stop this because this is not taking you nowhere in life.
Yeah.
Again, he didn't really take my advice. And yeah, we separate parts. I don't know where he is now. I don't know what happened to him, but he did eventually move from where we were. So I don't really know what went on. But is the fact that simply me and him splitting within a few months, he's basically changed into a whole new person. And that's what I'm trying to say with teenage years. That's you need to go through all them phases to actually basically identify yourself as something that, or create your own identity, basically the hobbies and stuff that you like. Because growing up, you're gonna. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I like to read. I like to read books, like loads of different books. But growing up now, I see a book and I'm like, what? Why is this here? If it's not like a comic book or manga, I'm just there like you don't. Well, you should read, guys. Like
You should
obviously,
read.
you feel like read it.
You,
But I'm just here like, why is the book here? And obviously, that's the same thing that went happen to him. He tried to construct his identity of something like stealing, or you know what? Yeah. And then he went and did all them stuff. Like that's what I'm trying to say. You need to be careful about the people you're surrounded about. Again, listen to
yeah.
your parents. When they tell you something, don't be with this person. Don't be with that person. Because I'm not gonna lie. Parents, they sense the danger straight away. They can
Yeah.
sense fake friends. That's another thing. I don't know how they do it, but it's like they have this kind of spider sense. They're like Spider-Man. They can just tell when someone is not right for you, especially when they come to your yard or something. Then they can just tell. They'll pull you to the side and they'll be like, "Wow, this person you're with, yeah, I get a feeling in me that
It's
you know what,
because
this is
they've
what I like."
been through that. So like they kind of know. They have so much
Mm.
experience of like,
Honestly,
so it's just like to them it's like second nature. Like they know that that person isn't right because they've
mm,
seen it or they've been through it themselves. So yeah, I would say as well to touch on um make sure you surround yourself with good people that uplift you, that people that
Mm-hmm.
that go with your core beliefs and your core values that you hold dear. So I would say make sure you surround yourself with good people, because if you surround with good people, then it's like you wouldn't have that peer pressure to do bad stuff, or you wouldn't have that peer pressure to do something you don't feel comfortable with. But if you surround yourself with like people that don't value what you believe in, you're gonna end up doing that to things, because it's easier to drag someone down than up. So
100%.
you, at that stage, make sure you surround yourself with good people. Try your best to know yourself, and you don't need to be always with people, because I feel like at that stage you really need to know who you are. So make sure you spend time with yourself, because when you're at that stage, when you're being a teenager, it's like you want to be with your friends, you want to be with, you know, everyone, because it's just like, but make sure that you spend time to know yourself, because you can really lose yourself within that process as well. So that's one thing I would say. And explore new things. That's a key.
To touch up on that, I feel like most people, if you feel like you want to fit into a certain type of social group, or you want to fit into a certain type of group, and you feel like, you know what, this group ain't for me, you just want to make friends, then I would advise that you don't. You should rather be by yourself than actually end up in a group
Yeah.
that's not good for you. Like, don't force yourself to hang
Don't
up
force. Oh my gosh.
connection with at all, just because you feel like they have loads of friends. Like, if you have hobbies and obviously you still don't have friends, like, just do them hobbies in the meantime. You never know. Someone might even
Yeah.
see you do that. Maybe if you like doing art, someone sees you draw, someone sees your art, then you lot have that instant connection because you both like art. Like, don't follow the crowd, because when you follow the crowd, you're gonna end up in a place. You're gonna go missing. That's what you're gonna do. Because following people, you go into the forest and then you're stuck there by yourself. And then you're thinking, "Where am I? Where am I?" Yes, you dug the hole for yourself, mate. Don't try and be like, "Yeah, but I only wanted to make friends." Nah, don't blame it on that. Take full responsibility. You're a fool. That's what you are. You're a fool. Why? I don't understand. Sometimes I don't understand. I see. Obviously, it's not my tea to say, but like, it's not my cup. It's not my,
Yeah.
again, force. It's not something I should be saying. But like, I'm not gonna come up to you. But sometimes if you see stuff and you see, maybe if I had a friend, example like the friend that I had, and you're doing something wrong, I'm gonna go up to you and say that because I know you. You're my friend. However, sometimes I see people and they're doing the wrong thing, and I'm just there like, you're wasting your life. Teenage years is teenage years is not supposed to be about you being rebellious. Like, it's not about being rebellious. People think that, yeah, I'm a teenager,
Yeah.
be rebellious, I have to disrespect, I have to do that. No,
Because
you
movies as well, I'm not gonna lie, movies, and they do like portray that, I'm not gonna lie.
yes, movies.
TV shows portray that a lot. It always has drama. It's just
Mm,
they portray that a lot.
or like that emo child who's always disrespectful to their parents,
Yeah.
magically falls in love and becomes respectful. Like, what were those type of movies we were watching? That's not even life.
Oh, Mean Girls, yeah, like that.
Like, I don't understand. Like, we were here watching these movies thinking that, you know what, in a few years we grow up, this is gonna be us. I remember
Could be
watching this.
rebellious.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched it, but it was a cartoon show called 16. It was literally 16. And obviously, as I was watching that when I was younger, I was thinking, yo, when I'm 16, I'm gonna be working because obviously it was American, yeah. They were like, I'm gonna be working in the mall and all not what's
Yeah.
I'm gonna be working 16, I'm gonna be working, I'm gonna be having paper, accounts is going to be packed. Listen, if I tell you the money I have in my account now, you cry for me because it's no, I was thinking, oh yeah, 16, I'm gonna be having like loads of friends, I'm gonna be around partying, whatnot, whatnot. Come and see me at 16 years, Joe. I'm here scrubbing the dishes in the kitchen. You're telling me I'm going to be having money in my pocket. Freaking dumb. I was scraping a living. I was out.
Barely.
Yeah. All these shows gave me that false sense of reality that, you know what, yeah, when I reach 16, it's gonna be calm, it's gonna be like that. Especially them Disney movies, man. As much as I love them, yeah. Camp Rock was I was thinking, you know what? If I reach
What?
16, that's how it's gonna be lit. People went NCS and they were crying. Camp Rock is basically NCS. That's basically NCS, and that from
Yeah.
people's experience, it wasn't good. But yeah, them false types of hope, like giving us false hope that when we grow older, this is what the world is gonna be. Like,
Yeah.
man, they really they dug us, they put us in the hole. They dug the hole
Yeah.
and pushed us all in there, giving us type
Yeah.
of false sense of,
That's
yeah, when I grow older, it's gonna be like this, man. Fun.
false. But that was it for you guys. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you want us to
Right.
do a part 2, because this was actually really interesting, because
Yeah.
we've been like, okay, we're not saying like we're experts, like, you know what I'm saying, but like,
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah, but we know what we've been
we know what we're talking about.
we're tech
So
guys, like
yeah, so make sure like, comment, subscribe if you want part 2. This was really interesting for us to do. You know,
yeah.
if you want story times, if you want anything really, make sure you comment down below. And yeah.
Comments. Wait, follow us on Insta,
Yeah.
real_time_talks. Follow us on Facebook, real-time talks, and basically, and we're also on Spotify. The
Oh
podcast
yeah, one
is
Spotify.
on Spotify. So yeah, guys, make sure you go follow, you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back with another part 2. That's
Yeah.
it.
All right, bye.
Bye, guys.